My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to the Bazaar. We're going to be playing Dually. I gotta play Dually until I learn how to play Dually. First episode, 9 wins. I think 1, and then 3, and then another 9. It's on an uptrend. Let's get that 10. But I've been waiting for this core to turn up. Ignition core, every 6 seconds, burn 6, and burn items to the right of this one. Gain 1 burn for the fight. I've been very keen to get some kind of burn on board. Slow item. Give me a burn item, please, Kina. Wallace for some scaling shielding is not bad, but a burn item would be a lot better. Thrusters. Technically a burn item. I'll take it. I'll take it. Why not? Haunted Kimono, Viper, and Bananable. 20 max HP. Be a good hit from Bananable. Otherwise, I will take that duct tape and I will be okay with it. I don't intend to keep thrusters. I just don't want that first shot to be a complete blank. And the other options there were pretty unappealing for my build. I guess I could have sawn my way to maybe taking the Gamma Ray and just holding the possibility that I might go into a Ray-based build. But realistically, this is what I prefer. Duct tape, love it. Small weapon shield skills. I'll go with shield skills. I'd love something that just increases the amount of shielding from this. So right, left shield, whatever it happens to be. There it is, frontal shielding. Your leftmost shield item has +5 shield.
Hitting you? Or are they hitting themselves with you?
I'd love to go to Sterling, but I definitely don't have the money for that. It's 2 gold and 1 experience from the abandoned cave here, and N8 Faz. I got a lot of burn on this board, but you could have more. Ugh. Cutlass at a 4.1 second cooldown with double crit damage. That's not bad. It's certainly not bad. Only a 10% crit chance, though. I do suspect I'll be coming away with the win on this one. Although they are getting good crit. Okay. Not hitting that next crit was pretty important. This should be the win for us. I'm just gonna go for the upgrade on the core. 1 experience, 3 value, core cooldown reduced by 5, 2 gold. Yeah, let's go upgrade that core. So it was 6 burn, and burn items to the right of this gain 1 burn for the fight. Also, when you use an item to the left of this, charge it for a second. That's what it was previously. Let's go to Tinker. Tinker does have a lot of burn.
I'm so glad to see you again.
A lot of burn support. We see a little bit of it here in Bomb Squad. And First Aiden, even. I'll take Bomb Squad and First Aiden.
Keep you safe.
I also do like Chris Army Knife. But it's kind of hard to use because duct tape wants to be my leftmost. Oh, leftmost. Never mind.
Now you listen to Dookie, okay? He's fighting the Olds.
Let's see what Nufu's got going on with these skills. Rightmost shield. Well, that's difficult. Rightmost shielding definitely wants to be taken. In which case, Chris Army Knife doesn't want to be on the board anymore. Bomb Squad really wants to be adjacent to friends, though. That said, 3 seconds being the trigger for First Aiden is great. I suspect what I'm supposed to do here is actually take the duct tape off of the field. Realistically, I want the bomb squad between these two, and I also want the bomb squad on the right side of the ignition core, which is a lot to be asking for. Maybe that's just way too much to be asking for right now, and I should just settle for having... These are good for burning, and this is good for keeping them alive. I'm going to go for the Rogue Scrapper because I do believe this to be a strong build. And also, both Medkit and Junkyard Repair Bot are incredible sales for the sake of First Aid. Scrap is an incredible sale for the sake of upgrading Duct Tape. A lot of hits here for us. Yeah, barbed wire when you shield, this gains 5 damage for the fight. I do shield a lot off the back of duct tape, but realistically, my burn will be significantly higher and more impactful than barbed wire will ever get. Quixel sells small and medium items. Want to have a look at those?
Huge. Do you have any huge items?
The frustrating thing is I really do want as much shielding as I can get, but right now and for a while, because of the rear and frontal shielding, that will just be duct tape and whatever activates quickest next to it. Which is disincentivizing me from taking any of these. Copper Ed does take shielding away from other characters. Wallace takes shielding away from other characters, even though they are scaling shielding themselves. Gamma Ray, not gonna take. Well, that makes a difference. I'll be taking First Aid in here. And I'm going to be selling Barbed Wire to take Power Sander. So Power Sander every 4 seconds is going to give adjacent weapons 3 damage for the fight, and adjacent shield items 3 shield for the fight. And I'm going to take Thrusters and Bomb Squad both off board in order to put the Power Sander between the Chris Army Knife and the Duct Tape. So the Power Sander is going to scale the Duct Tape as well as scale both the damage and shielding of the Chris Army Knife at the same time. All of these are here just to speed up the resolution of the ignition core by itself. Bomb Squad would love to go back on the field, but obviously there's not space for it right now. Beta Ray, when you use a core or another ray, charges 2 seconds. If I had been collecting rays, I would take it, but I haven't, so what? Workshop, get a tool. All right. Magnifying glass. Sell it for 5 damage. Ooh, your burn items have their cooldowns. Ooh, cinders. I think I go cinders. So now I can actually field these again. Grand, over the moon to see it. We'll take the cinders for plus burn as well as money, because it'll give me 2 money as well as the additional burn from that. Bomb Squad, honestly, I don't think you stay. I think I'd keep these cinders for something else, maybe. The ignition core's pretty happy to use it. One of the reasons I want to have Chris Army Knife is because there is the soldering gun, which is if this is adjacent to a friend, +1 multicast. If this is adjacent to a tool, +1 multicast. And by default, does 1 burn. So it can have 3 multicast and 1 burn, which makes it a really, really good item to exist in the same build as an ignition core. As a burn build, my scaling is going to stop being relevant in the late game, so I want to do everything I can to win the early game. I believe that to be true. I'm selling the cinders and the magnifying glass for the damage on Chris Army Knife, and I'm going into Pilgrim KK. Did you win your first fight? I don't think you did. Oh, no, you did. Ah, I see. Companion Core, Brick Buddy, Monitor Lizard, you will get a lot of shielding. That is a lot of poison from the Monitor Lizard. However, you don't have that many haste targets, and I am burning you. 7 7 on the Monitor Lizard without a skill, so it's not like your final dose or anything like that. Zara still says some charge skills. House Body's a small friend. I mean, haste and charge skills are really, really, really good. And I do have a first aid and giving us our first haste, so worst case scenario, I might even just be able to... Worst case scenario, there's almost certainly going to be Frostfire available. Health, toughness, and shield skills, that's the ability to upgrade duct tape. I believe Power Sander would be included. Chris Army Knife would be there too. Alright, Zara.
I'm not a fitness trainer. I train your perception of reality.
When you burn, haste the core for a second. Oh, that's frustrating. It's infinitely important that I collect that to the degree that I have to sell burn items to get it. And that will be correct. Do I get rid of Power Sander and Chris Army Knife? I literally just invested in both of those. It's Thrusters. Thrusters is the other one. I'll tell you that. I don't think I get rid of First Aid, and I think that's a huge amount of healing. Power Sander, Chris Army Knife. Look, we can be sad that it happened, but smile because it's gone. I don't remember how that saying goes. Gotta invest in myself, gain some income. I'm gonna go for the easier enemy here, the Tempest Fire Dancer. If it gives me just a Tempest Flame Dancer, sorry. Fiery Cutlass. Oh, that has multicast. Gimme, 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 gimme. Gimme a man after midnight.
Then the steel.
Oh, the core is keeping itself going. Give me a cutlass. Give me a cutlass. Give me a cutlass right now. I'll put it on board. Give me a cutlass. Pirate Dually. Let's go. Bar of gold. Sells for 5. Malafang sells burn skills. Bakun sells medium and large items. Do I really want to go for burn skills and then just like hard whiff? So we're on day 3, which means 20% chance for silver to show up. Burn-related skills in those tiers that I should be relevant, that are relevant rather. Let's have a look. And only ones that can turn up for dually, thank you. Chemical fire for a little bit additional burn. I mean, hot spot, sorry, is the best one. When you use your leftmost item burn, that would be incredible. First time you burn each fight, Frost Fire, the ability to freeze enemy stuff, that's pretty good. Your rightmost burn item, just having additional burn. It's possible to whiff here, but it's hard. Gimme hotspot. Yeah. Okay, burn item set +1 burn. I'm gonna go for Frostfire. I'm just gonna take the freeze for 3. First time I burn.
I won't tell anybody you've got that. Element of surprise, you know?
I'd love to take snack time, but realistically, I gotta go to Quixel and I gotta get some stuff to fill out this board.
It's terrifying. There's fun size, and then there's boring size.
Welding helmet. Every 3 seconds, shield for 6, and burn 1. That triggers every 3 seconds.
I only sell things so
Incredible.
I can buy things. Huge things.
I'll also take cool LEDs. Every 4 seconds, slow an item for a second. When you use the core, slow an item for a second. I'm gonna pop that over on the right-hand side.
Blah, blah, blah. Bye.
Ignition core is gonna get enough haste that it will activate faster than cool LEDs does. So I will leave duct tape adjacent. But this is incredible. I don't think anyone can stand up to me right now. I think I just win this next fight. I actually can't envision the build that is capable of beating this right now. I'm going to take 100 HP. I do legitimately believe that 2 cinders for burn would be useful, but if I take 100 HP, I don't think anything can kill me for a while. All right, diuretics. See if you can beat the piss out of me.
Isn't with you, but if you insist.
Oh, you've been lifting.
Oh.
What? Temporary shelter already shielding you for 205? You've got a double barrel and butterfly swords for Malta. You've got a wild build. I can't beat that. I legitimately didn't think this was possible, but I can't beat that.
No ball.
A temporary shelter at the end of day 3, giving that much. Wow. I think it's time to invest in ourselves, get some more income. I'd love to get a friend, but if I'm entirely honest, I do think my build is really good. I think that was an aberration. I don't think I lose the fight there almost ever. I'll take 2 income and some chocolate bars. Technovirus, eh? I guess it has crypt. Oh, it's got solar farm. Solar farm would actually slap. They can also kill my small items, but realistically, if my ignition core and welding helmet stay up, it doesn't matter. So solar farm would be the best hit here for us. Give your other items haste for 1 second and gain 4 regeneration for the fight. When you burn, charge this for 2 seconds. Please. Please give me that. Please. I got crypto. At least that'll be a lot of money. Monster Ranch for monster loot. Monster loot is really, really good, but it's up against sterling silver tier items. And that, like, are you kidding me? That's exactly what I could have asked for. Charcoal. When you use another friend, this gains 1 burn for the fight. Sure, I got a couple friends. I get by with a little help from them. And I'll take the Omega Ray as well. When you use the burn or another ray, your burn items gain 2 burn for the fight. Sorry, when you use the core or another ray, your burn items gain 2 burn for the fight. So just a little bit faster scaling for all of my burn items. Oh my god, your burn items have their cooldowns reduced by 3%? Yes, please. Kina, no, I'm going to take 3 spare change. I'm trying to build up some value. Crypto's still not selling for a good amount here. Tensua. Looks like you've dropped a match. It says that I've dropped a match, but realistically, I don't know. Oh wow, you have time to tinker, but you don't have a haste build. That's a shame. Yep. Yeah, it went about as well as I thought it would. Finn's Big Bite. That's the opportunity to get an additional armor on both of the items that I am relying on so heavily. An additional shield, that is, as well as 5% max HP. 45. Worth it. Tox Clocks. Small non-weapon item. I'm going to hit up the Lost Crate and take the Return of the Chest there. Is Infernal Envoy a good choice for us? Restorative Fireclaw is really good. It's 2 space, but cooldown 6 seconds, burn 3. This has plus burn equal to the burn of your other items. And it heals you for 90. Yep. Let's fight the Infernal Envoy. They also have Vengeance. Your leftmost and rightmost items have their cooldowns reduced by 5%. Be happy to take that. I'd obviously be happy to take the Restorative Fireclaw. As I'm scaling in the middle of the fight, that would get pretty big. There it is. Let's use it. All right, cool LEDs. You're off the board. Omega Ray is so much of the scaling as well. Charcoal activates slowly and scales only with friends, but I got to take a friend off board anyway. All right, Restorative Fireclaw, you go over on the right-hand side. It does not need to be here with the other scaling items. It scales when they scale. So I'm going to put it on the left-hand side so that it can instead speed up the Ignition Core's resolution. Got to remember to check your value again and again. Upgrade the core, 100%. I'm just taking the Ignition Core upgrade, gives it 3 additional burn, as well as now giving an additional burn to all of the others. Goldie sells gold tier items. Zara with haste and charge skills is still really good. 150 max HP is nothing to turn one's nose up at. These are all really, really, really good. These are an opportunity to take all of the money that I saved over the first half of the day and just exploit the hell out of it. Letting off steam happens constantly. What I want is something now as a payoff for hasting. Or something that just gets me on the field faster. So, you know, the charge choice? The gold charge choice? Goldie sells gold tier items. There's gold tier items I would love, and there's also probably a lot of misses. So what do I do about that? I need to be on the board faster.
I'm human. The third eye? Long story.
Mixed message. When you use a non-weapon item, a weapon gains haste for a second. I mean, yeah, but we don't really have weapons, is the thing. First time you haste each fight, freeze an item for 3 seconds, or letting off steam. When you haste, burn the core. Sorry, when you haste. When you burn, haste the core for now 2 seconds. I think with that, I'm gonna have a perma-hasted core. So it'll resolve every 2.9 seconds, which is good. I think we chalk that down in the books as good.
Let's chat.
Monitor Lizard, I'm not... I do get a lot of haste, but... Oh, hang on. Hang on. I have to buy this. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to use it. But... the reason I have to buy this is not because I want to put it on the field and benefit from its haste yet. Let me even check that this is the case before I say it. Monitor... yeah, it does. Monitor Lizard. If I enchant it with Fiery, will say when you haste, burn 2. And then, letting off steam will say when you burn, haste the core for 2 seconds. If I take this as a speculative pick, if I ever see the Fiery enchantment, I have an infinite.
Do you have to leave?
I didn't want to do that, but you do what you gotta do. Bloodseeker. Oh, and a Death Knight.
Too big for you to steal.
Ooh, this looks like it'll be a build and a half. Giving shields, all your items on board, model ship benefiting from those, bunch of piggles, you've got a bunch of crit chance for your spiky shield, which is getting a big number on it. Spiky shield will only deal damage equal to the enemy's shield, so as soon as my burn is high enough that they can't really generate shield, they are toast.
Well, I guess motivation isn't everything.
Restorative Fire Claw doing well. Six regen. Kina. And the docks. I'm going to go to the docks, and I'm going to work for a shield item. Hey, I did get the duct tape. I wasn't even willing to guess that. Thanks. And 2 gold. Middle sells medium items. I could get an upgrade on welding helmet. I can't think of many other medium items I really want to trade anything for at the moment, though. Deadly Duel to get me a little bit more resource, as well as more experience, because I'm fighting a monster. Sounds great to me. I just checked out crypto. It's doing worse and worse and worse. Ooh. Okay, give me some cool... Let me cooldown reduce this Restorative Fire Claw, and... things are gonna get wild. Yeah, this is such a good piece for this build. Leftmost cooldown. Inferno. Oh. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm fighting Infernal. He can't beat me. Give me the goddamn sword. Do it. Give me the sword. Give me it. Give me. That's my sword. You don't know it yet, but that Infernal Greatsword belongs to me. It's been in my family since time immemorial. Give me the sword! If you give me the sword and then I don't feel it, that'd be... Magma Core. At the start of each fight, burn 9. At the very least, that will immediately trigger the haste on Ignition Core, which... It's not nothing. It's damn close, but it's not nothing. Your core gives +1 burn to items on the right. Or upgrade it. The thing is, I can upgrade the core again later as well. So if I give it the upgrade, it will get +1 burn to items to the right, as well as increasing its burn. But if I give it +1 burn to items to the right, I can still upgrade it later. Like, if I get upgrade now and then I'm only offered upgrades in the future, I lose out. I'm going to take the scaling. Firestorm Protocol, please. Nufu sells skills? Anyone else matter? Curio is interesting. Focus Rage, the first time you fall below half health each fight, double all your items crit chance. Large items give you poison. Leftmost weapon, we'll take a roll. Yeah, that upgrades the core with the machine learning. Rear shielding for 10 additional shielding every 2.9 seconds. I'm gonna take the machine learning. Slow-mo Lumbra. Still slow skills. Again, we have a single slow trigger on the board in the duct tape, which is more than enough. The crypto's never gotten above 5 when I've checked it yet.
If you feel it, this thick, slow river, you'd understand.
Stop that! The first time you fall below half health each fight, slow enemy items for 3 seconds. The thing is, most of the time when that happens, you are dying a couple of seconds afterwards, so even if they're slowed, you have enough burn or poison on you that... But Creeping Chill, just freeze an item for 4 seconds, 6 seconds into the combat, that sounds great.
You are a very slow learner. Wonderful.
I think the core is my hit for cooldown reduction here. New type slime? I'm back on the beta tests for slime, so I'm keen to see what you can do. The answer is damage. Pulse rifle next to cybersecurity with an alpha ray to give them additional damage. Weaponized core doing the same. That's a diamond tier weaponized core already as well. See how the enemy froze me when they got to half health, but they also then died? That's the reason that I wanted to go for my froze instead. Also, it actually worked out really well because I froze the enemy cybersecurity, which I don't think I would have won that fight if I didn't. Bazaar gone. 2 experience this early for free? What is my luck? Core cooldown by 5%, friends by 3. Yeah, core cooldown by 5, thank you. I'm going to the docks. Working for some shielding. The cove. Well, okay. Thug has significantly better items for us than Shock Trooper. That tends to be the case. Shock Trooper has the additional experience, though. That said, it's not like I'm lacking in experience at all. Day 7. Let's have a quick look. So Thug, again, very obvious choice here. I would love to get Bonk, the skill that increases enemy cooldowns by 1 second. Incredible. And the Thieves Guild Medallion's great too. Improvised Bludgeon, when I sell it, 2 additional slow to the duct tape. Pretty good there. As for Shock Trooper does have a gold welding helmet. And a welding torch. What? Oh my god, it's Shock Trooper. You know, I'm the real Shock Trooper. Yeah, it has incendiary rounds. If you use an adjacent item, burn 2. Literally just putting that here? It's like a bomb squad, but it triggers on adjacent item usage instead. My burn would get insane. I don't think it can give me an upgraded welded helmet when I have a welded helmet. Alright, Shock Trooper. This is the best hit for us. Incendiary rounds when you use an adjacent item, burn 2. Don't you dare hit me with that plasma rifle again. Yeah, exactly. It's got 1,000 damage on it. It's pretty scary, but you've got 444 burn, which is even scarier. Welding Torch. While you have shield, this item's cooldown is reduced by 50%, taking it down to 2.5. However, that's not that much faster than the welding helmet. Makes it pretty hard to justify. JJ sells items. I have so much money that it's really a good idea to see some items.
Sometimes I sell stuff.
Cooling fan, when you have burn, so burn is applied to me, reduces items cooldown by 50%, and it's only for crit chance for the core. There's also Dually Scarf. When this or an adjacent item gains freeze, shield 20 and remove the freeze. Wallace is there as well. There it is. Solar Farm. Good gosh, this is going well for us. I'm going to sell crypto. It's gotten to 8. That's good enough for me. Realistically, I do want 3 items at least on the right side of the ignition core. Bomb Squad shouldn't be one of them. It's just not, it's not fast. Solar Farm 100% is our choice here. When you burn, charge this for 2 seconds. Every 6 seconds, give your other items 2 seconds of haste and gain 8 regeneration. It's going to be really hard to justify taking duct tape off board for that. I think it's first Aiden and the welding helmet that I lose. And then I think I put the Restorative Fireclaw over on the other side. Take the Solar Farm.
Sad to say goodbye.
The ray stays on board because it's when the core is used, which is like every 2.6 seconds. When the core is used, it gives 2 burn to all items. Realistically, that is starting to pale in comparison to the ignition core. Ray Skull would respond to haste very well, but Monitor Lizard will do it better if that becomes the way that I am going to play the game. I don't think this build ever has room to put First Aiden back on. I do think I spend 2 to upgrade the Bomb Squad if I'm just here. I'd love to have more shielding on the board, I really would. Do I take Ray Skull for the possibility? No, no. Too much, too much. Sharpening Stone, Extract, Tool, or Friend decreased in cost. We'll go for a Tool here because the rest of these don't seem that beneficial. Remote Control, use the core. I'm gonna hit up B1 and B2, looking for some upgrades on items I have. Really should have sold some items from my inventory before I got here. Yeah. Yeah, that would have been the right play. Because I don't need those. But I will take the burn upgrade again because it's only 4 in cost. Alright, Tiger Striped. I gotta say, I don't fancy your chances. Oh, you do have freeze on board, the beta ray as well as another ray and a core, so you will be freezing me from time to time. Currently, pretty much all of my items are perma-hasted back off of the back of the burn. And the Restorative Fireclaw is scaling ridiculously each fight. The Artist. Give an item a random enchantment. How dare you? Well, first off, Solar Farm. A random enchantment on Solar Farm could be pretty good. It could freeze an item for 3 seconds. It could give double haste duration, which is probably not relevant. It could give crit chance. It could shield for a reasonable amount. The thing is, Fireclaw, yeah, doubles its burn, other kind of normal things. The thing is, Monitor Lizard could get fiery, and if it gets fiery, I have an infinite. That's one of 8 different options that it has to get an enchantment for. I don't know if it can get shiny from this enchantment, actually. However, Solar Farm activates constantly. So I would be happy to get anything on Solar Farm. I'd be only happy to get fiery on the Monitor Lizard. If you get fiery on Solar Farm, I'm actually not going to be that mad, but I'm going to pretend that I'm that mad. It's just, it's got multicast. Okay. First off, let's go to the eating contest. It's my turn to munch as much HP as I can get. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Next up, Joyful Jack. So, Should I make the choice here to try and shore myself up against freeze? Joyful Jack has the skill Thaw, Rapid Thaw. When your opponent freezes your items, reduce the duration by 1 second. If the opponent is running a big freeze build, that is great. That is huge for me. Neophiliac is also pretty good from Dr. Vortex up here. The first time you freeze, burn, slow, poison, and haste each fight. I haste, I burn, and I freeze, and I slow. I just don't poison. The Oasis Garden is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because two of them have huge hits, but Dr. Vortex and Joyful Jack as the frost counter, it feels really bad because if I get any of the other options, I don't want it. Any of the other options is worth almost nothing to me. Whereas Dr. Vortex, I'm still getting the 2 additional gold, the additional experience, and all of the other ones are still at least worth selling for a good amount. All right, Doc. Burn machine. Every 3 seconds, burn for 2, freeze an item for a second, and slow an item for a second. The weather machine. You know what I want is Hotspot. The skill Hotspot, when you use your leftmost item burn for 2. The Shiny Solar Farm would burn for 2 every time it casts because of the multicast. So it would burn twice. Each of those burns giving 2 seconds worth of charge back to the Shiny Solar Farm. So it almost pays for itself to go off. Take the Tesla Coil, but realistically we sell the Tesla Coil later. Artisan Dunes, I can give 2 burn to something through the Artisan Dunes. Kev's Armory. I think 2 burn on something right now does seem pretty insignificant. But if I always take the 2 burn option, it gets pretty significant pretty quickly. If I go to Kev's Armory, I'm just looking for duct tape. So. And I do believe the burn item that I'm actually using the most is the Ignition Core. Core gives +1 burn to the items on the right. Admittedly, I think that's what I'm going for. Even though there's 3 loot items, the +1 burn to items on the right is scaling. Is important scaling, in fact. Middle sells medium items. I'm not replacing the Fire Claw. I'm not replacing Shiny Solar Farm. I will replace Bomb Squad. I'm not replacing Duct Tape. I would replace Omega Ray. So I would have to get something pretty good that takes both of these slots. And I'm not finding that in medium items. I'm going to go look at small and large, and I'm going to see if I get the Shiny Solar Farm or some small items to replace these.
Oh, come on then. Let's get this over with.
Capacitor, every 6 seconds charges adjacent items for 1 second. I do think what replaces these still needs to carry a burn number on it so that it can get targeted by the Ignition Core and scale up the burn from Restorative Fire. Laser pistol, battery, and I'll play the crypto market.
That's how it's done.
Oh, very similar to the crypto market. I bought it, and it is already half the value I paid. Styro, you're on a full complete, buddy. I think you're I think I'm stopping you. It's possible they have a lot of freeze and I'm screwed though. Okay, that's a lot of freeze. You've got the Beta Ray, you got Monitor Lizard on board for all of your damage to me. My regen is nice, but it's not gonna stop that. I thought I was doing a lot better than that. I'm a little crestfallen. I'm gonna go for the epic battle. Oh, 16? I'll sell crypto for that. And the Tesla coil. Cove, I'm just keeping until I, basically until I need to sell it. Because it's giving me an additional 1 for all of the save value of the other things that I'm selling. Main value here is going to be the 2 experience and 7 gold that I get from the Oasis Guardian. Yep. Sleeping potion. Every 5 seconds, slow 2 items for 6 seconds. But it's got 1 ammo. Pole sells large items. Give me another solar farm, please.
It's just straight boulders. This is more fun.
Pylon. When you slow, haste an item for a second. Bulldozer. When you use another friend, this gains 10 damage to the fight. Your other friend's cooldowns are lower. And the Robotics Factory. Sorry, but no.
Business. I will play this game with you.
Those aren't hits. Here again, it's mainly about the golden experience we get from the Death Knight Reaper. The Desperate Freeze, I guess, could be okay. The first time you fall below half health each fight, remove freeze and slow from all your items and cleanse half your burn and poison. Cleansing half my poison at that point could bring me back around, especially because I'm gaining my own regeneration from the shiny solar farm. I really need this upgraded. Runic Great Axe. Every 10 seconds, deal 100 damage. Your weapons with lifesteal gain 100 damage for the fight. I mean, it's a lot of money at least. That's good. Let's quickly check. Fireclaw, you don't need to be upgraded at all, do you? Literally, Fireclaw only increases its base burn. That's useless. I'm upgrading the solar farm. From 8 to 12 regeneration and from 2 to 3 seconds of haste, but it double casts. So it's from 16 regeneration to 24. Kina sells non-weapon items.
No weapons? Leave with big bargains.
When you use the item to the left of this, says the charging station, charge the item to the right 1 second. When you use a core, give us 20 damage to the fight. Cooling fan, none of that's necessary. And neither is Wallace the Atomic Clock or Ice 9000. They're not going to make this build better at this point. They will make it worse.
I suppose you'll go buy a weapon instead.
Fortis sells shield skills. I'm going to take that because...
You don't even need an office.
Oh, when you gain burn, so when someone burns me, shield 40. Honestly? No. First time you fall below half health each fight, you use your highest shield item. That's not good for me either. Alright, if someone burns me, I want a shield.
Here's the enemy. Here's you. Shield goes in the middle. Simple, right?
Ad nauseum, I don't expect that you, as a Pygmalion, are going to be burning me.
I should warn you.
It can happen. It's just extremely uncommon. That's just damage that you put on your board there, friend. That's just damage. You hit me in the face a bunch of times with that Autobattler. Oh no. The dog and then the anchor and I'm dead? Oh, the anchor was just about to resolve. We got him in time. Motherfucker sells burn skills. Give me hotspot. Give me hotspot and give it to me now. Your leftmost burn item has plus 10 burn. The core has its cooldown reduced by 10% while you have burn. Your burn items are plus 2. When you use a friend, burn 2. Really? None of those are actually great. I'm going to take the one that puts additional triggers of burn on the board to try and get Shiny Solar Farm to provide me enough regeneration to survive things.
If it melts through your pack, I'm not liable.
Okay, scrap, cinders, side hustle. I've got to go for the scavenger hunt here. I'm looking for cooldown reduction that we don't get. I'll get 3 regen and some crit chance, which I will share with my regenerative fire claw. All in sells gold tier skills. Hotspot's not a gold tier skill.
But he can never surpass me in years.
When you use the core, adjacent, nope. When you slow, gain 2 regeneration. Eh. Well, you have more health than the enemy. Your shield items have their cooldowns reduced, or warm hugs increases the amount of burn it does. Warm hugs increasing the amount of burn it does is actually almost nothing to me. These are all pretty not good. I'm going to take hardly working. When you slow, gain 2 regeneration for the fight.
I have seen such talent once before, and it bloomed into Adira.
Volcus Enforcer, what are you up to? What are you up to over here? And how can I ruin it? Without any shielding scaling, I do think duct tape's pretty irrelevant to this build. A 1,000 burn.
Now.
Restorative Fire Claw hitting him for 266. Frost Potion for freezing 2 items for a second. It's not bad. Sparring partner. I'm going to quickly take the opportunity to restart. And we're back. Andy, you sell small items. You could find a replacement for me for this situation. Certainly won't be Ginola Bar, Power Sander, or the Laser Pointer, I'll tell you that much. Soldering Gun, eh? Every 5 seconds, burn for 2. +1 multicast if it's adjacent to a friend. +1 multicast if it's adjacent to a tool.
You're a smart one for your size.
So here's the thing. I don't have a tool other than duct tape. So I think this puts duct tape over the other side. And now soldering gun is between a friend and tool. It's also Nitro, burn both players for 6 and charge an item for 2 seconds, as well as the light bulb. None of those are my vibe. I will be taking 1 experience, though, getting us all the way up to 13 before the next fight. The burn items have their cooldown reduced by 3%. Thank you kindly. Magic card. Magic card. Magic card. Magic card. Make it dark. What's that? Full arsenal. If your items cooldowns are reduced by 5% if you have a vehicle, reduced by 5% if you have a weapon, and reduced by 5% if you have a tool. Wow. That's a lot of stuff. They stacked ridiculous burn on me a lot quicker than I did on them. They froze a bunch of my stuff, which really helped, but they also had this fiery metronome when you use an adjacent item burn for 78. Enchant item with shield effects, you say? If I took duct tape and bomb squad off the... No, but then soldering gun doesn't have a tool. With shield effects. How much would the soldering gun get? Soldering gun gets shield 15. How much would the core get? The ignition core? 80. I'm going to give this to the core to try and keep us alive. Goldie has some gold tier items. Why don't you share them with us? Oh! Upgraded the soldering gun. Thank you. That's it. The upgrade literally just gave it one burn. I'd like if it got more multicast or a lower cooldown, something that made it worth upgrading. It's worth upgrading here because I have no other way of spending my money, but otherwise, not really. Orion sells tools. That could be more duct tape. That could be something as a replacement for duct tape.
What's up? Come on in.
Remote control. Every 6 seconds, use the core. Unfortunately, I think I do probably still rely on duct tape.
I love this stuff so much. I'm almost happy when you don't buy.
Lord Arkin, please give me when you use an item shield 40. I'd love it. It'd actually be very kind of you to do so. It's not our offense that's lacking here. We're getting a lot of regen on the shiny farm, which is great. Thrusters, not really useful. 2 income, some scrap. I suppose we go for scrap here. I do feel like the duct tape's not long for this world, so I do think I give the scrap to the shielded ignition core, but let's wait as long as I possibly can before committing to that.
I was expecting you 0.5 seconds ago.
Race call for damage I don't care about. I didn't imagine I would find anything especially good there. There's...
Speed doesn't come from muscles. It
Yep.
comes from beyond the body.
When you use your leftmost item, Shiny Solar Farm, haste an item for 2 seconds. So I use that twice. Heavy Machinery, when you use the core, haste 2 items for 4 seconds. The core very quickly has perma-haste. As such, it fires off every 2.5 seconds. And anytime the Shiny Solar Farm goes off, it reduces its cooldown by another second. Shiny Solar Farm, however, has multicast. And also goes off on triggers of... The Shiny Solar Farm has to activate faster. It has to be. Can it haste itself? The first time you freeze each fight, haste your items for 3 seconds. I freeze on my first burn. Invigorating Cold isn't bad either. It's just we very quickly get to perma-haste status, so it then becomes, how do I get more haste triggers? Not that I even individually benefit from haste triggers just yet. I'm gonna take Lefty Lucy. I think I can also find the engine core in a lot more stores later on, because especially Simon sells skills that are only available to Dooley, and Lefty Lucy is available to everyone. I'm scared to the degree that I'm gonna upgrade the duct tape before going into this fight against Correlation. Now, I didn't do that upgrade because I was coming into this fight, actually. There's no relationship between those two things. Speaking of relationships between things, there's a monitor lizard. It's been messing with me this whole game. Is it going to be enough to take me down this time? Please don't. Oh, I'm begging you. And it's not. That's a lot of burn. A lot of regen as well, 213. About half the amount of burn they managed to apply to me. JJ sells items. Yep.
Come on in. Let's chat.
Getting a look at some broad items here sounds great to me. Charcoal, when you use another friend, this gains 2 burn for the fight. Pulse rifle, +1 if it's adjacent to a friend, and +1 if it's your only friend. Mama Saw, not really pivot time for those. Gear Charger Station and Robotics Factory are back, and I've left them there. Keen is selling non-weapon items, and I don't want weapon items.
Reward the peaceful, punish the warful.
GPU to haste the perma-hasted core. There's Gamma Ray to scale my poison, or Atomic Clock. I can hold Metronome. It says when you use an adjacent item, give the other item haste for 2 seconds. I can hold Metronome for the possibility this ends up being a good idea, but other than that, I'm gonna leave and go and fight an awakened district. Shield equal to your current health and then deal damage equal to your shield. This is gonna be an interesting, thankfully I froze that, so I have some time to try and build myself some shield. And take some of your HP away. There we go. Thankfully you didn't crit me. Okay, I'll win this fight. Yeah, that's just under 2,000 burn on you. When you use a large item, haste an item for 4 seconds. Give me that. Dang, your shield items have plus shield equal to the value of your items. I mean, that's, that's actually not that bad. That's a lot of shield with the duct tape and the old shielded ignition core. Friends have their cooldown reduced. Burn items have their cooldown reduced, thank you. And Nufu sells skills. Defensive stance is only when I use a weapon, scaling my shield. So, not as useful. However, titanium casing, when you use the core, your shield items gain 20 shield for the fight. I now have defensive scaling, which makes it much harder for me to justify taking duct tape off this field ever. Small items and weapons, we'll look at small items.
Just taking the first step toward good taste.
All things we've seen before in this run, and again, Chris Army Knife Virus and Gamma Ray, not relevant to this run.
Window shoppers.
The shiny solar farm. The restorative fire claw. Infinite haste. It's just I recognize that if this guy is like a particularly good monitor build, I'm dead. So I'm going to celebrate what I have while I have it. Because 8 wins. Why am I treating myself like I'm already dead? No, let's kill this guy. Let's win. I'm screwed. One more tick. I unfortunately am on 0, but one more tick and that enemy would have been dead. Hey, game fans. I'm doing okay. note. Like, 9 win, 8 win, like, I'm pretty happy with those. I'd like to sincerely ask, what does one do about poison in this patch? Like, is it literally just like you need to hit the enemy in the face faster than they can accumulate poison on you? Because, like, there's no countering it. There's no, like, removing the poison via healing, especially not in Tooley's kit. Look, I know poison's pretty strong and it's been pretty strong consistently, but, like, what can I do? What's like a proactive response? Because I am finding myself in a lot of positions where I'm like, I give up the game to poison, but I win against other builds. This was a really fun run. I finally got to use the Restorative Fire Claw to its full potential. I got the Soldering Gun in a run where I actually get to use all the burn triggers from it. Shielded Ignition Core going off the absolute chain. Prosperity for 66 extra shield to all the shield value on the board. Titanium Casing for additional scaling after the fact. This was a great run. But it just couldn't get there. We take 2 chests, though. Under no circumstances am I going to tell you we don't take 2 chests. For the moment, let me let you know that my name has been Rhapsody, the name of the game. Oh, it's been the Bazaar. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. Top left is a series playlist for all my content of the game, past, present, future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming past are the names of the people who are generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. And about the thank day and a special thanks to this episode to Nick Starfield. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves and hopefully to see you all next time.